me. Mike, yields pulling back a little bit. They've had a nice move. Dollar's edging lower, and it has been jet fuel for the market for the S&Ps and NASDAQ to make a new high. The headline of this particular interview is with NASDAQ up here making new highs. There you go. Diverging, but making new highs. And then you have S&Ps doing the same, even though they're down a couple today. And something I talked about is that I was looking for them to make new highs without the Dow. And that's exactly what's happening. What is the problem with the Dow? Are they defensive stocks in there? What is holding back the Dow? What's the issue? Or the issues?
I just think no interest. Everybody's crowded into these semis or AI plays. Until this dissipates, or if you will,
Okay.
then they'll forget about it. So who wants to trade Coca-Cola when Nvidia is up 6% a day?
Okay, I did want to talk about Nvidia because kind of gave a gap lesson on it when it started that this was a breakaway gap, and that after that comes a runaway gap, which it never filled, still running away. But 2 days ago, it left a gap here, and I'm betting that it may be exhaustion. I'm not saying you can't go higher. I know someone looking for 13. But when we fill this gap, the next time we fill it, the high was 1166. So we're $50 above that gap. That would not be a good sign, because an exhaustion gap, a gap like that only becomes an exhaustion gap when it's filled.
Coach, it's all predicated upon going into the split, which I think is in a couple of days. They're all trying to buy it before the split. Everybody wants to buy it 10-1.
Okay. So anyway, that could definitely shape price. I just want to make people aware of where there should be a line in the sand in Nvidia, that even though it's parabolic and becoming more so, that if we close that gap, that's a warning sign for longs. Okay, so that'd be a good place to have a stop. I mean, if you're long and you have a lead, why not just on the split, the chart will look different, but it should still have a gap, and it would be this gap from Wednesday, June 5th. So it's only yesterday. Okay, 2 days ago. And that's it, Mike. Semis, new highs, diverging. This looks like drive two. So all clear in the market tomorrow. The big number is the NFP, and we'll see what the Dixie can do. I mean, it's just kind of meandering here, trying to hold 104. So the whole currency complex is going to turn on this. If it's as expected or weaker, I'm expecting this. But if we get a surprisingly strong number, I'm expecting to move up to 105.50. And the last thing was, I said sell a rally after the BOC yesterday, a false breakout, which is exactly what you had. So it worked for at least one day.
Yes.
For about 80 pips. Is it going to work tomorrow? Not if the dollar's going to 105.50. The real sell is when it fails at 36. And someone in the room asked about TLT, Mike, and
Yeah.
I thought it was you, but it's a new user. And he was saying he'd be looking to, he wants to build a position, looking to buy this TLT at about 91. Well, it's a reasonable correction. I think it should hold, not give people that much of an opportunity, where we're above the 200 day now, and it comes
I'm
at
looking
92.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
the weekly runs into a lot of resistance, Coach. Do you have a weekly? I'll show you mine in a
sure.
second.
No, I haven't. There you go. That's the weekly.
No. So I mean, you're in I understand where is this ocean. Thank you for joining. wants to buy that spot, and you know what? That's a decent spot. Maybe 91 and a half, 91. I wouldn't, but uh, you might wind up paying 94 if you don't get it. You know what I mean? If it breaks above that weekly, and it's still in a range between the weekly and the daily. But as we can see on Coach's Weekly and mine as well, uh,
It's
it's
right
taking
at the, yeah, 50 week. Oh, so you brought it. Oh, it's still taking calls?
it's still taking calls. Correct. It is.
Okay. What strike and how far out?
95. They're going out till August,
Okay.
and
And
September. September. I'll
uh,
edify that.
that's a layup. I think we're going to take out this high over 100 right here. It was at 100.
No, I think they might pull it back to that 91 and a half, where Ocean, if you will, wants, because you know how it does. If they blast above the week, it's not that easy. They're gonna pull it back. As you and I always discuss, they're probably gonna shake people out, and then it's gonna rip, right,
No,
Coach?
you're right, Mike. It
Yeah.
wasn't easy. It wasn't easy to say buy him down here last week after
No.
two failed auctions. So, but that was the buy. And now we're on the verge of breaking out. Um,
Still taking calls because that's what propelled it. That's what kept their eye on it, Coach.
Selling
Obviously, you're
puts down, yeah, selling puts down here. They were selling puts and they collected a lot of premium and they're spending it to buy calls now.
And I said I have never seen, and this was I said I reiterate, I said I haven't seen TLT selling. Very rarely does that come across my feed. TLT. It's almost like buying natural gas calls. It's one of those obsolete things. But you know what? It worked, and the volume, especially that weekly bar right there with the volume. It's
So,
still taking calls.
yeah,
I don't know what
yeah,
to say.
well, this is how I come up with targets. This wave right here,
Right.
I think was the beginning of it, like an A wave, and in four, and this is a B wave. It was a corrective decline to about 61.8. So if you tack on this, which was 82 to a little over 100, call it 18 handles from the low that we made a couple months ago, that gives you 104, 105. That's up here. That's if it's equality. Sometimes on a C wave, you could get a fib extension of this from here. So if it's 1.618 of 18, let's see, 18 for you, that'd be 28 about from here, which would be 115
Wow.
if it was a monster move.
Well, but we would have other. I mean, besides TLT, they'd probably have a lot of other positions in the markets if it does that.
Well,
So
remember, I was talking about when the dollar turned down and yields turned down again, it would be jet fuel
yeah,
for the market, should be
yeah,
tailwinds. So we'll see how long these tailwinds last. Um, I'm looking to sell the Dow, not here. I don't know where the S&P and NASDAQ are going to be when the Dow gets to my level. I screwed up my quotes. I don't know where anything is anymore. So I'm going to turn it over to you. But here, I did the fibs on this. That's not, that's a weekly. Okay, so here's a 4 hour. I want to be a seller up here at 39.7. So that's still 800 Dow points away. So I don't know how much they're going to tack on to S&Ps, maybe 5,500 by then. But I'm going to sell the weak sister that no one's interested in, and then probably tech collapses. But I'll stick with my what I've learned, and I've learned to short the weak sister on strength and buy the relative strength on weakness. So this is my plan. It started to be my plan after this. I said I don't think the Dow will make a new high, and I still don't think the Dow's going to make a new high. Take out that 40,200 level. So that's my plan going forward. I don't know if it's weeks or a month until we get there, but maybe a few days. You
got
never
it.
know. But
No, it's
I'm gonna surrender the charts to you, buddy. And so you brought up TLT calls. Anything unusual as far as option sweeps that would give you that are good market tells for tomorrow's number or
yeah.
further out?
I mean, I'll go right to my feed right here, and I have it written down. First of all, let me go to TGH here. The window, and 19 windows open. That's okay. Uh, TradeGATEHub. Okay, here we are. Fast and Furious, TradeGATEHub. First thing I pointed out this morning, PayPal, good news. Anybody see it?
Yeah.
Okay. Go to my Twitter feed just recently. PayPal, hold on. PayPal calls, PayPal bullish, Planeteer and PayPal. Okay.
Okay.
So I said Planeteer, I said PayPal looks good on the open, and I did. And I did buy it on the open. Here's our chart on PayPal. All right, good news. All right, so it opened a little bit,
Nice.
64, gave you 68. Okay, told you Planeteer. Planeteer taking a tremendous amount of calls. Planeteer off the board about how much Planeteer calls are taking. Also, off the board calls. Hood. We've been seeing Hood calls for how long, Coach?
Month,
Okay,
3 weeks,
there
a
you go.
month.
NVAX had the print up today, had good news. They sold it. NVAX has been one of the hottest stocks on the board. They had good news. I believe it was 27. I mean, that's at 9 o'clock. I believe it. Hold on a second. At early in the morning, NVAX was okay, 27. Now it's 19. So they're selling off some of these ones that, or these meme stocks that ran off a little bit. Doesn't matter. NVAX has a $6 range on huge volume. It's there. What else are they taking? I want to point
Hell
another.
of a move from 3 in a month
Iron.
to,
It is.
yeah.
Iron taking calls. The other Bitcoin play. Iron. Still more calls. Been taking calls for a long time now. That's a Bitcoin play. Wolf. I'm in it. I gave it to you. Still taking more Bitcoin call plays. What are they taking again? HUT. Bitcoin miners. Flying. HUT still. Looks like Wolf a couple of days ago. Okay, what else are we taking? Silver taking calls. Fact today.
They were just buying puts the other day. What kind of calls are they buying?
You know what? Let's go to the videotape, Coach. New share. Let's show you what they're doing. Wolf, by the way, adding calls. I just told you. January 20th, January. This is June. They're
Yeah.
going out 6 months. They're still buying. I like it.
And they're buying what calls?
Uh, June 27th. Oh, that's MU. 7 calls out of the money. So that means they're both, if they wanted to make a trade, I've said this 1,000 times playing option, if they were on a daily basis, they'd be buying in the money calls are
Oh,
for shorter
I
term.
was I was asking about the silver. You were talking about they're taking silver calls. They were buying puts 2 days ago.
Is iron. I'll show you silver. Hold on. Silver, bullish, June 14th, 30. Silver, bullish, June 14th, 30. CLSK taking more Bitcoin. Uh, what else?
So
JMIA,
which
silver,
option? Which
silver,
options?
June
Yeah,
14th, 30. Silver, June 14th, 30. Yes,
$30. They're all buying yeah, the $30 calls. I guess so
silver.
if you listen to the my point being like 2 days
Sure.
ago there were put buyers in silver. You called out those sweeps.
Maybe they changed their minds. Here you
Okay.
go. And here's all this will maybe edify my statement. And this is very rare. Nugget. Very rarely do I see option flows on triple 3 times ETFs. Very rarely. Because I mean that's like buying options on the VIX. I mean the calls. So they're playing Nugget, they're buying gold. This is what they're saying. Into NFP tomorrow, I'm seeing silver as you saw through my screen. Now I just saw a Nugget come up, which by the way
Okay.
is not to be redundant, is a 3 time triple ETF on GLD. There's Nugget. So they're buying golds on Nugget. GOLD. Doesn't look too bad. Let's look at the other triple ETF on gold, which is JNUG. All right, so you know what? They're in the middle of the range. Silver to
Yeah,
me is
they
in
could
is
go.
it's in within the last month. It's in a 50% range. You could very easily rip up or rip back. It's not. It's a no play for me. The calls are noted. Maybe somebody's hedging into non-farm payrolls. I get it. If there wasn't some sort of big number tomorrow, I don't put too much credence into it because it probably could be hedging, especially when they're going to Junes, like we said in silver.
Yeah.
So that doesn't put too much credence to me. But puts more credence is them buying some Bitcoin, some Wolf, and some CLSK going out till January, even if the stock is run up. Here's more. Planeteer, I mentioned just a moment ago. Here's more Planeteer calls flying. June. Here's Planeteer. So The call selections are few and far between, but they're concentrated. They're playing Planeteer, they're playing Iron, they're playing Wolf, they're playing Hood, they're playing Silver, they're playing the aforementioned HUT, as I said before. And if you're looking for shorts, coach, I'm not really sure. I don't know. I'm short Schwab. I hope it's them. Ripped on me. I did cover some Schwab nicely.
I'm not looking for shorts until the Dow gets up to that level. And I'm hoping Amazon is making a new high by then.
Okay. I mean, they're hitting some retailers that this Five Below was a retailer. They killed it, killed it, and this is Five Below. The stock was March. You give it take a little bit. 211. It opened at 106, and that was a buy on the open. Never look back. Hold on. Let me check this out because I want to put 930. It's not indicative on the open. Five Below opened at 106. Be turned around, it was 120. So they're squeezing the stocks. It's just like they're doing the opposite. They're selling stocks that have been strong outside of those call sweeps. And that's it, coach. How did CRWD had a big day yesterday? There it goes. And that would follow through and went to the upside.
Yeah, looks okay.
I see leverage metals looking good. Somebody's telling me AGQ. They're telling me, my feed is
Yeah,
going.
you only have two drives. Looks like we could have another one.
That's I'm not in them. I'm noting them. I'm not really. I don't want to say chasing them because they're taking call sweeps. I'm not really chasing it. That there's money going into it, but it's a Thursday afternoon. It's a lot of. I don't see. I don't see a lot of the. I don't see a lot of. I have a lot of stock. Is silver, but I don't see a lot of volume. The VIX is still low, which means I have a lot of shares on. But if this turns around, I don't want to be holding the bag. So I'm starting to liquidate some things. There's a silver drive. So I'm just trading here's what I'm interested in. This right here. Most actives on the day. This is my lunch menu. I'm not going to try to get freaky. Whatever most active, I'm in. GME we already brought up. Tesla, Planeteer I brought up. I already brought up Mara. I brought up Lyft. I brought up Hood. I brought up Wolf. So we're in the my job is not to, like I said, I don't want I'm very active and I've been doing this for 30 years, so I can try to trade ancillary stocks or smaller ones. But for those more experienced people, you lead the way, coach, and really looking at a bigger picture and narrowing in. Those are the most active. I can give you a couple of stocks that I'm, along some other things that I'm finagling, but that's not really for the overall trader. I have a specific style, coach. You have a specific style, but no matter what your style, the most active lists and the percent gainers on the intraday and the percent losers on the intraday with volume, these are all I care about. Here, CXM already has 400% of its volume, has huge range. I'm interested in. MLGO, I already brought up 5. So, we're around it, coach. I don't know what to say. Everybody's got to build their own thing. I'm here to bring up stocks that are moving, and people I would implore them to try to, get familiar with this style. Planeteer, more calls. There's a page of Planeteer. Boom, 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 boom.
Right.
So, and that's, by the way, is also emblematic of what's going on in Nvidia. You asked me what call sweeps. I see 4 or 5 call sweeps, just pounding tape, nothing else. Planeteer, Hood, Wolf, Iron, and that's it. I don't even see any Qs. I don't even see any. I didn't see one Nvidia call today or put. So I'm going to stick with what's going on, coach. Right? I'm not here to be
That's
brave
what
and step in front.
Stick with the girl you brought to the
No, that's
dance.
right. I'm not here to be a hero. This Planeteer. This was what? An hour ago, I posted it. And I should. It's my job. Planeteer, really active this morning. That was an hour. That was what? 20 minutes ago. So
Nice work.
thank you.
All
So
right, buddy. I
PayPal, good
just
news still. This is the thing, okay, guys? We have some earnings coming out. Wolf's still taking more calls right here. So this is it. All I'm interested in. Losers, most active. So whatever has decent volume, let's look at this. WISA, near the high, 378. It's up 76, 75%. I'm not saying it's a trade, but it has 10 times its volume. And that's what I'm interested in.
all right. Stronger than expected number tomorrow. Not necessarily tomorrow, but I would use dollar strength to sell. I'd buy pullbacks in TLT, and I'm being patient in the Dow for that level to consider some counter trend stuff.
Okay,
And
that's the plan,
that
coach. I mean,
that's
that's
it.
stainless steel rocket. I appreciate that. ATUS. I appreciate that, and that's my plan as well. I mean, you have to be prudent. Going into any number, you have to be. I mean, you have to either have a plan to buy more, average, no, not average down, or get. You have every morning. My trading is improved. I know every price. Believe me, of Tesla, all these stocks I own, but I have a plan. I still write down my plan. I have something like the, get out, add more, and you have to have a plan. That's all.
Also focus on Canada. If we break down under 136, that's a signal taking us to 3.5 to 32. If I'm right about the dollar, you can see USD CAD trading 120 handle, about 124, 125. And that's enough for, you know, a veteran, war, battle scarred veteran for tomorrow. Red or black, that's a bet on NFP. I'm ready to react to the reaction.
Yeah, react. I mean,
React, man.
the
Hey,
the the
sell
VIX
them.
is yeah, I don't. The VIX is so low. It's just you can't if the VIX goes against you, if the VIX ever pops and you're on the wrong side, you're in trouble. That's all. Be
Yeah,
prudent.
I mean, they're just
And that's what
picking up.
I am because the VIX is so low and there's a lot of liquidity. I just have to be careful, and I would suggest to everybody too that when if the liquidity dries up, uh, and it will eventually at one point, and I
I,
know this.
you know what? It might be starting. This rally we've had in bonds up until this rally, and we've had other rallies. HYG has been the leader, the relative strength leader, which is junk. People were more interested in buying junk than sovereigns. They felt they had a better chance of getting paid back by a high yield business, and then followed up by LQD, which is corporate triple A's.
Yeah, I follow
And
it.
okay, so you know what happened in the last week? The strength has been in the sovereigns and TLT, and the weakness now is in HYG. And I don't know what that means, but see that? Is that HYG? No, that's
That's
M.
HYG.
Okay, see? I mean, it's not making any progress. It didn't rally like TLT. Um, I don't know. Maybe it's a sign of losing confidence in high yield because there might be some growth contraction coming in. That's what yields are saying. At least for a while, we could have a little growth scare. I don't think this move even though it's going to be a real nice move in bonds, and 10-year could fall to maybe 360. I'm still looking for new highs in yields by year end. So this could just be a summer deal, okay, of rates softening up during the summer. And then rates start to roll again to the upside. Because we could have weak growth and still have sticky inflation. That's what I think is going to happen here, especially if I'm right about the dollar. That's not going to help the inflation cause. So that's it. I guess I did have one more thing to say.
No, coach, I could talk all day long. Another
Yeah,
one that's taking calls is HIVE, Bitcoin miner. So it's Bitcoin miners, Planetier,
yeah,
Hood, couple of silvers, a nugget before non-farm payrolls. Nvidia would be natural if it's a rest. I'm not trying to call it top. I'm not even trading it, to be honest with you.
yeah.
Anything you want to do, listen, take stocks that are breaking yesterday's high and take stocks that are breaking yesterday's low that were in relative play. It's that simple.
Good working with you, Shooter.
You too, coach. The scars
All
will
right,
listen.
buddy.
It wouldn't be. Oh, here's something else. It wouldn't be fun if it was easy. It wouldn't be fun, Coach. Newmont
Yeah.
calls going into September. By the way,
All right, then.
Easy.
I like that. What strike?
40
40s.
September. I like it
Okay.
too. By the way,
Yeah, I like that. Okay.
and you know what? They're buying in the monies. 40 calls. They're buying in the monies. They think it's
Yeah.
going to move tomorrow. That's September 40 calls. Newmont's 41.60. They think this is going to move tomorrow.
Okay. When
That's
they
what it
buy
tells me.
in the money, they think the move is right around the corner. When they buy out the money, they
They
think
don't care.
it's
Yeah.
down the line.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Any
Pick
short-term
up a
option
pro.
trade, from what I'm taught, and it works. You want to buy, suppose Apple's 500 and you want to buy Apple calls for the day, 10% below, buy Apple 450s.
Got it.
It's always 10 to 12, 10 to 15% below the strike, that current price is strike price, the price, short term. And I didn't make that up. Trust me, it works. Get the TradeView demo if you don't want to figure it out. If you're not, trade it real time on the live account. But like I said, I don't make that up. This is from 30 years of, listen, maybe 20% below, but I'm talking basically, between 10 and 15% low.
All right. Now, these are important things to know because I
Yeah,
went years without knowing that. Okay.
I
So,
did too. I did too, but I learned it. That's how I learned it.
yeah, I learned it by, option statements turning into wallpaper. So you don't have to do that. You could avoid the landmine we've stepped on by learning from us
See,
in the
but though I
room.
want everybody to know though, these option flows, you can still make a play. There's Nugget. The option
Yeah.
came at 140, 150. It's 42. I'm not saying
Yeah.
chase it.
Yeah.
Uh, but options tell the story. It used to be volume tells the story, but a lot of stocks are expensive. No one who's going to pay 1,100 for Nvidia. They trade stock. They trade options.
Okay.
A lot of things are expensive now.
There's your compass.
All
You have
right,
a
so
new
listen,
compass. All right. Mike adjusted to it. Maybe you guys should too. And I'll see everyone tomorrow. We'll wrap up the week after the NFP. Mike and I will do our own broadcast unless Mike is trading like a banshee.
probably not.
Uh,
I'm
okay. Okay.
Thank
Well,
you,
I'll
thank
be,
you for giving me that out though. But
uh,
yeah,
okay. I'll be there to, kind of wrap the week and take a look ahead for next week tomorrow. So good hunting the rest of the day, everyone. Adios, Mike. Great talking to you.
you too, Coach. Always listen. Comments, questions, complaints, always in TGH. We're just trying to bring. Well, Coach and I know what we're doing. We're just trying to bring you a better product, more directly and more accessible that you can relate to and understand to. So please always ask. There are no bad questions. Somebody took the time to teach me a long time ago. I never forget. I get it. We're here to help you. Listen, I'm not here to preach somebody that opens an account and blows up in a week. I don't want that. I mean, I want more eyes on me. I want it to be a team. I don't want people to shut. It's not an airport. You know what I mean? It's a hub where we want you to stay. So
It's a
cheers.
hub. All right. Like hubcaps.
Yeah, that I used to
All
steal when I
right.
was a kid. No more.
All right, guys. See
Coach,
you, Mike.
cheers,
Take
everyone.
it,
Thanks for
take
tuning
it
in.
easy.
Try to do better the next time. Cheers.
Hubcap.
See you, Coach.
See you, buddy.